Today is the fourth and final day of the 2023 Midmar Mile in KZN, a day known as Competition Day. Veterans and elite swimmers will take to the waters competing for the ultimate championship in this iconic 1 mile race. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the open water competition. Newzroom Afrika's Vuyo Macoba, he's been there and he's back at the dam for day 4. Vuyo, a very good morning to you. What is, I see just swimmers getting underway behind you, but what's the day looking like?
Good morning to you, Butle, and the Newzroom Afrika viewers. It is definitely day 4 and the final day of the 2023 Midmar Mile here in KwaZulu-Natal. And as you can already see behind me, this is partly the first group of races that is starting now at 8:30. A first group of the under 13 women has already just gone through. And as you see behind me, it's partly the 31 and over. Just now, I'm just going to ask my camera operator to just pan in so that I can show you the group of swimmers that is coming in now. This is the day, Buhle, that draws in the most swimming enthusiasts from across the country and across the world. You know, this being the final day. Remember correctly, if I can just rewind a bit, the first 2 days are sort of the charity drive events where there are a couple of guys who are swimming to raise funds for the different charities. Then you've got the third day yesterday, which was partly like a social day. I mean, you've got the 79 years and olders who were swimming yesterday. I mean, we saw at the end the likes of Mike Abuthnot, who's known by the name of Boothi, who's one of the founders of the race that started back in 1974. He was swimming yesterday. You had the differently abled group that was swimming as well. You had the companies that were swimming. You had the non-companies. You had the families that have come together. So the fourth and final day, as you mentioned earlier, is what we call Competition Day. This is a group of elite swimmers that come in today to swim for the championship. So a lot is at stake today. I've already gone around here to see who are some of the guys that have made it here and who have confirmed firstly their participation and have made it here. Behind us is just the tent where all of the swimmers are registering to be able to start here. So just confirmation who are some of the guys that will be able to make it today. Both Connor Buck and Stephanie Houtman, who are the 2021 champions, have confirmed that they'll be racing today. We've got Kerry Ann Payne and Chad Ho, who are the record holders of this tournament here, are also going to be participating today. You also got Open Water World Champion Sharon van Rudenval, who's going to be participating today. Earlier on, I had a chat with a socialite and somebody who's done this race for 6 years now, football legend Mark Fish. He's also here today and is here with his daughter to swim his 5th race. And of course, his daughter is just swimming for the 2nd time. As you can see, the second group now is leaving, and they've got, of course, a mile to get to the other side, which is about 1.6 kilometers. And I can tell you now, it's packed. It's packed different from the other days. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the day that really packs the most of their sort of swimming enthusiasts from across the country and across the world. I mean, you've also got the internationals that have come in here who come from the Walmart OZ Mile race to come and race here in South Africa. We've got the 2 champions from the other side that we're hoping that we'll be able to chat to later on. And the reason why we'll be chatting to them specifically is because for the first time in the history of the race, there's a partnership between the Walmart OZ race back in the US, which is the 1 mile, where the champions from the other side have come and race here in the Midmar Mile. And of course, the winners from the Midmar Mile this year will go and participate at the Walmart OZ Mile later this year. This is the first time that it's going to be happening in the competition's history.
Interesting times for you. For some of us who might have missed some of your crossings throughout the last 4 days or so, I see some of the swimmers have boys around them. Of course, safety and security is top priority here. Can you just explain some of the precautionary measures taken for this event?
Definitely, when you talk about security, I mean, this being a big dam, and this competition hasn't gone on for the years that it has, for 50 years. One of the things that needs to be top priority is making sure of the safety of the swimmers that come in here. Firstly, yes, security on the other side as you come in to make sure that the swimmers are in a vicinity that is very, very safe. But most importantly, I'm not sure if you've been able to see from the shots that we had earlier on. I'm going to ask my colleague again to try and pan in. So if you sort of look at the far end, you've got a couple of speeding boats that are in the water right now. And you've got the guys that are, of course, in the bigger boats and the smaller ones. These are the lifeguards and the guys that are tracking the swimmers as they go to the other side, of course. And there's one of the precautions that are in place to make sure that the swimmers here, none of them drowns, or none of them, or anyone that has a problem while they're still in the water has somebody who's looking out for them at very, very close range. So as the groups go in, there's a couple of guys in the speedboats that follow a certain group. They go to the end and then they come back as well to be able to assist the swimmers. And also just closely with the swimmers, every single swimmer has in their back, in this case, they have something that is orange, which is a floating bag that is able to then also assist them as they swim through the water to make sure that they float through. But when it comes to precaution, Buhle, it's definitely on point from this side. I can count about 15 to 30 speedboats and the boats that are inside there, and close to about 100 of the lifeguards that are on standby. And at the end, of course, you've got the physios and the masseurs that are at the end waiting to receive the swimmers at the end, to giving them massages and of course helping them in terms of doing that down fitness at the end. So precaution is at the top of everything here at the Midmar Mile, and it's on track as it is. No fatalities as yet, I can confirm that.
As always, the Midmar Mile seemingly impeccably organized. Vuyo Macoba, thank you so much for your time in Durban, in KZN. We'll get back to you a little bit later on.